Hello students, how are you all? I hope everything is going well and you all are studying properly at home. Yes, are you studying properly at home students? So please study properly at home. Okay. So students, as we all know that in our last video class we have started our half yearly syllabus, right? And we have started the chapter which is included in your half yearly, that is chapter 12, friction, right? Okay. So we will now see what are the topics that we have covered. Okay, we'll see the topics first of all, then we'll move forward. Okay, so students, in our last video we have started friction, yes, and we have covered the topic of introduction and factors affecting friction, right? We have completed these two topics, and under the introduction part there are some subtopics which are very important, and we have seen all that subtopics also. Yes, so now we will start, that is we'll move forward and we'll start from types of friction, that is the next topic will be types of friction. Got it? Okay, let's get started now. Okay, so types of friction. So see here students, friction is of three types. Got it? Okay, so first type is known as static friction, next type is known as sliding friction, and the third type is known as rolling friction. Okay, we'll see these types of friction one by one. So first of all come to the static friction. Okay, so as the name suggests, static friction. So static means, do you know? Static means simply it is known as something that is stationary or something which is at rest. That is, anything which is not moving or anything which is not in motion is called to be static. Got it? So in this case the object remains static. Yes, from the name only you can get it that in this case the object remains static, or we can say that static friction is a kind of starting friction. Okay, so why so? Okay, so because here an object just tends to start moving, that is it does not actually move, it just tends to start moving. Tends to start moving means it just have a tendency to start moving. So this is also a kind of starting friction. Got it? Okay, so static friction definition is the maximum frictional force present between any two objects when one object just tends to move or slip over the surface of other object is called static friction. Got it? Okay, this is the definition of static friction. Now students will understand this static friction with an activity. Okay, so first step is what? Let us have a wooden block which has a hook attached to its one end and which is kept on the horizontal surface of a table. Got it? Okay, we will see that. This activity is also mentioned in your book. We will see that. So see students, figure 9 is showing, it is showing a arrangement to demonstrate what? Static friction. See, there is a wooden block which is placed on a table and there is a spring balance which is attached to the hook which is on the wooden block. Got it? See here, the spring balance, you understand what? It measures force, right? Okay. Now student, our next step is, now let us attach a spring balance to the hook of the wooden table, as we have already seen in the diagram, right? And the next step is, now we'll pull the spring balance for the, we'll pull the spring balance to the right side with a small force of our hand. Got it? So by doing so, now what will happen? We'll see that. So it is very obvious that when we pull the spring balance, it will exert a force on the wooden block, isn't it? So it will exert a force when we pull the wooden block. Sorry, when we pull the spring balance with a wooden block. Got it? So, but will the wooden block move? Our question is that. So, as we know that when we apply force, then frictional force also comes to play simultaneously in the which direction? Opposite direction of the wooden block. Right? Frictional force comes into play simultaneously in the opposite direction of the applied force. Got it? Therefore, the wooden block does not move because its motion is being opposed by the force of friction which acts in the opposite direction, that is on the left side, right? So, we were applying the force, that is we were pulling the spring balance towards the right side. So, frictional force will act in the opposite direction, that is on the left side. Got it? Okay. Now, let us increase the pulling force applied to the wooden block. So, now what will happen? So, now when we increase the pulling force, the frictional force will also goes on increasing. Got it? But as we need to move the block, yes, we need to move the block, right? So, as we need to move the block, so ultimately when the applied force becomes a little more than the maximum frictional force, the wooden block just tends to move or slip on the surface of the table. So, what does this mean? So, what does all this discussion means? This means that the frictional force acting between the wooden block and tabletop has a maximum value beyond which it cannot increase. Got it? So, the force which we are exerting in making the wooden block just tend to move or slip is equal, right? But opposite to the force of friction. Hence, the net force becomes 0. Yes, since the two forces are equal and opposite, so they cancel each other, right? So, the net force becomes 0 and the box just tends to move but does not actually move. So, now we draw our conclusion. Okay, so conclusion, see. So, from the above activity, we conclude that the force just required to overcome friction at the instant an object just tends to start moving from rest is a measure of a static friction, and it has a definite value beyond which it does not increase or beyond which it does not rise. Got it?